Yes, not before today. COMC order arrived, and yeah, ordered it back in November, and it shipped fairly quickly. It shipped to the PO box. I got it shipped to in the States in like a few weeks, maybe, which is pretty decent considering this was a non-rushed like 200 plus card order. So yeah, COMC shipping is speeding up, thankfully. So let's begin. Start with some non-sport stuff. Sean Bean from Upper Deck, James Bond, Villains and Henchmen. Let me tell you, these look a lot better on COMC than they do in person. It's kind of ugly in person. I was hoping it'd be a little nicer, but yeah, I paid basically nothing. It'll just go in a dollar box. This one is kind of cool. Iron Man PMG. I have no clue what it's from. I don't know how you get it. Some sort of achievement. All I do know is that I paid like $3 for it, so yeah, these are fairly common. There are like 600 sales of these Iron Mans in the last 4 years on COMC, but they've jumped up a lot in price. So, and back looks horrible, super ugly back, but the front's pretty nice. And some more weird Marvel cards. Future watches. A lot of y'all haven't seen these. Future Watch achievements from Marvel Annual 1920. Iron Man's out of 1536. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I guess they're all out of 1536. Doctor Strange and Thor. These were cheap. I'll bring them to a show and put them like $5. See what happens. It'll definitely get some eyes, because people don't know what those are, and it's a popular design like Future Watches. And a couple Thanos Exquisite Black Base. These were also cheap, like $3 each. Probably get them, sell them at like $20 at a show. Exquisite MCU, always good. A couple random cards. Next, there's one fusion card of Panarin, just a rookie. Probably popped up for super cheap. And I bought this over a year ago. It's Compendium Plate of McKinnon. I had it for sale, it didn't sell, so I'll just get it shipped. It's like $15 I paid for it, so not too bad. Yeah, there's one compendium card. It's kind of a cool one. And I went to Series 1 and Series 2. Just a couple of these. These were cheap. Centennial Standouts, Baroque, and Shore. I'm a big fan of the old school stuff. I wish Upper Deck would do more of it. So I picked these up and super cheap. These were too cheap. Connor McDavid, silver foils from 1819. When these two popped up, they were the only two on the site, and they were 50 cents each. So that's, yeah, ridiculously too cheap. I think there's more up for sale now. They're like $18. But yeah, I didn't have any silver McDavids from 1819, so those will be added to the McDavid stash. Sean Walker, and the speckled rainbow foil, whatever they call these. They're pretty nice. Corey Perry exclusives 100 of 100. Cal Peterson Canvas Young Gun. I already have one of these. In fact, I pulled it from a Cal Peterson hot box, where I pulled the exclusive Young Gun and the canvas in the same box. Now this popped up for cheap, like $3, $4, $5, maybe $6, but it was too cheap. And just a couple UD game jerseys that popped up for like probably 50 cents. Nothing of much note there. SP game used time. Not a whole lot of SP game used stuff. Kachuk, Marner, and Pedersen quad jersey. Cool. Like $5. Why not? Someone will buy it at a show for 10. McDavid and Draisaitl dual jersey. An all-star skills, but still, McDavid and Draisaitl dual jersey. Like $15. Why not? Corey Perry, all-star skills relics 10 jersey number of 15. Nice piece. And another jersey number, quad patch, also from 16-17. Drew Doughty, Corey Perry, Jonathan Quick, and John Gibson. 10 of 10. That was a pretty nice one. Some solid patches on it. Synergy time. Just one sort of standard card. Nick Robertson. Super cheap. Just put it in the dollar box. And some of these greens, these Cast for Greatness greens, these jumped quite a bit, I think. Quinn Hughes, these are out of 50. These are the achievements. Pedersen, these are like $2 or $3 each. Very nice metal. Got some weight to them. The print on them is actually really nice. Something Panini struggles with a lot with metal cards is the print. It's like super low quality. It's like 144p quality. But Upper Deck does a good job. And a couple of Ovechkins. These are like $8 each. 12 and 24.50. I've been even less than $8. I can't remember, but they were cheap. They've jumped, obviously, since. I bought these in probably like September, October. Now on to some Extended, everyone's favorite product. I don't think Extended's that bad, although it's on ePack, so it's bad. Connor McDavid triple exposures variation. This shares the card number with the Series 1 release, but it's from Extended, so it's kind of weird. I think these are ePack exclusives as well, so McDavid, Ovechkin, Draisaitl, and a couple Crosbys. They're relatively cheap. They're all under $1. Crosby NHL holographics. Looks a lot better on camera than it does in person, I can tell you that. Cody Curran. This guy better play. If he does not play, I would be so surprised and so disappointed. Cody Curran, SHL MVP. The Ducks signed to a 2-year, $1 million per year contract, and he's yet to play. And is like halfway through the second year of his contract, so I don't know what Dallas Eakins is doing, but who knows. Kaliev, Young Guns. It was cheap. Another cheap Kaliev. Ovation Premier Prospects. This was cheap. These are tough. Ovation Standing Ovation Parallel. It's Mira Heiskanen. So it's popped up for 75 cents. It's out of 50. I know people don't like Extended, but some of the short print parallels of inserts like this are awesome. Although, as you can tell, it's terribly cut. But for 75 cents, it's too cheap. Super hard to hit. Aren't too many of them around. Looks great. So for 75 cents, why not? These look great too. The 0304 Reflections, Retros, a couple Rubies, Barkov and Kaliev out of 500. Extended does have good inserts. I can tell you that. If Extended was not on ePack, it would be a very good product, and I'd probably still be opening some of it. But because it's on ePack, stuff like this costs like $1 each. Kaliev and Crosby. Triple Dimensions, I believe, are what these are called. They look great. Out of 1,000 each. These weren't on ePack. If Extended wasn't on ePack, these would be like $10 each, maybe more. But it's ePack. Finite of Ovechkin, just a base out of $19.99. $29.99 actually. These I'm very fond of. I like these. The Radiance, I think these are called. Kopitar. Look at how good these look. These look great, and they're relatively, maybe not relatively cheap. They're out of 99. This is like $3 or $4. Looks so good. Yeah, they look great, especially with the 60 FPS frame rate that I've got going on. Looks awesome. There's a McDavid. Just the regular at $29.99. And the Spectrum? I can't remember what these are called, but yeah, this is the other parallel. Very nice looking. Not as nice as the other ones, though. It's out of $2.99. Yeah, super cool. McDavid, SPX Finite, kind of popular. Shiny, short print, like $3 or $4. Why not? And then the entire Crosby Rainbow, which probably cost me $10. If this wasn't on ePack, I'm telling you, these would be like, probably just be a couple bucks for $29.99, probably like 10, like 25 for this. But ePack, so that's okay. These look great. I really like these. The parallels. These are, yeah. This is pretty nice. This is really nice. I like the design on these a lot. That's all for extended. Next, Allure. A couple double rainbows, Velarde and Byram. Not the biggest fan of these. They're kind of gimmicky. It's like, oh, double rainbow, thick stock. Who cares? Black rainbow, Brown and Velarde. These pop up for basically nothing. So do these. Red rainbows, Ovechkin, McKinnon, McDavid, Ovechkin, and Kopitar. They look great. Ooh, color match. Ooh, They're cool. I'm very happy the Allure design improved upon last year's, which was just awful. 1920s so bad. Keith Yandel. Bet you haven't seen one of these before. This is a error card. It's just got the regular rainbow to it, which doesn't exist. I don't know why Upper Deck wouldn't do that. It's not very smart. But this is supposed to be the Sunset Parallel, which is the ePack exclusive, but I guess Upper Deck forgot to print them. Print the Keith Yandels with the sunset texture in the back. Why, I don't know, but whatever. Here's what those sunsets look like. They look very good. There's a Velarde. Take it out of the sleeve. They're very nice. Pretty good looking in person. Of course, Velarde's not the only one I got. There's a Morgan Geekie, Crosby, Ovechkin, and a pair of McDavids. A couple jerseys, nothing much here. Velarde and Bellows probably popped up for like 50 cents. Why not? And a couple autographs. John Gibson, Diagnostics, green and black. These look kind of cool. Look better in person. Actually, maybe they look better on camera. I don't know. They're cool. It was like $3. These are still relatively cheap, the Gibsons. And Vasilevsky, which has gone up a lot. There was so many of these for like under $15. I think I paid $9 for this. They've shot up to $50, which I think is way too much for that, but ePack. Now it's a platinum. Some 15-16 Corey Perry Platinums. A few of these. There's the tracks in the background. I've got the Superfractor of Corey Perry from 15-16 Platinum, if that tells you why I'm buying all these parallels. Of course, Rainbow White Ice out of $1.99, the Black Ice out of $99, Blue Cubes out of $75, and the Purple out of $25. Always changing the numbering of the parallels in Platinum. So annoying. No consistency. It's Emerald Surge. These have been consistently out of 10. This is personally my favorite parallel from Platinum. Like the wave and the green on 16-17 especially. It's sort of like that lime green. It's not a typical sort of just regular green you see on cards. It's that nice lime green. 3 of 10. And the last platinum card is this Cal Peterson Gold Surge, or Seismic Gold. Seismic Gold. A couple of these popped up for 25 bucks. Thought that was good. Looks better in person. Yeah, 25 bucks for the goalie of the future for the Kings out of 50. Pretty much everyone's favorite parallel in platinum is this. Typical gold. Always popular. Into SPX. The Barzal base cost nothing. Same with this Dustin Brown. Same with this Mikey Anderson. Same with this Kiefer Bellows. Same with these Velardis. Cost nothing. They're cheap. They can go in the dollar box. This was cheap as well, although not dollar cheap. McDavid Shadow Box. This cost about $7, I think, which is pretty good, I think. Nice. Acetate. Shiny. And McDavid. So it's always good. That was a good buy, I think. This was even a better buy. Dave Taylor Extraordinary Materials. Stick tape auto out of 25. From 1617 SPX, yeah. Stumbled upon this one by accident. It was $10. So, yeah, that's too cheap, I think. Very nice piece. Stick tape, I'm not going to focus. There we go. Pretty cool, 9 of 25. Good looking card. I was pleased to stumble upon that. Now on to Ultimate. Mostly cool stuff in Ultimate. Tony Monte. 97 Legends auto. These are good looking cards. I like them. As long as you can get them without the, corner and edge wear. They're pretty cool. Got this one from TV Hockey Cards on COMC. TV Hockey Cards on Instagram. COMC accounts Card Collectibles. Ultimate Rookie Retro Auto of Pierre-Luc Dubois at $199. These are still relatively cheap on COMC. I think I paid $11 for this, and they're still one's for 15 bucks. So not too bad. He's really picked it up. Couple Jeff Carter Ultimate Icons jersey autos, 8 and 9 of 65. These are also from TP Hockey Cards, just a few bucks each. Marchessault, I think also from TP Hockey Cards. There's a few Ultimate cards from him. 25 of 49. These are nice cards. It's like my Gretzky out of 10. But not as good. Heiskanen Signature Masterpieces. This popped up for 15 bucks. And it's the second time I bought one for 15 bucks. I sold the other one I had purchased at a show for 40. So may as well buy another one. These look better on camera than they do in person. It's not as easy to see all of that detail in the foil in person as it is to see on camera, but they're still nice. On card. Not actually a painting, it's just some Photoshop edge sketch effect, whatever you want to call it, in a Marchessault. And the last Ultimate card is a Brady Tkachuk Signature Premium Materials from 1919, 1920. 1920 out of 35. This popped up for, I think, 50, and I kept an eye on it and then dropped to 30. Thought that was a good price. On card, really nice patch. Yeah, pretty cool. Not too bad. Captain of the Senators. Game used, of course. Now on to everyone's favorite chronology. Terrible product, but fun singles. Quite a few of them here. All right. Picked up a couple Canucks autos to sell locally. Patrick Sundstrom and Burrows. Picked up 2 of each. My dad took 1 of each. So I got these to sell and to show. And now on to these. The 18-19. Someone dumped a ton of these for like nothing on the site. So you can see all autographs. And these are like $1, $2 each. Most of them were. A couple of them were a little more though. Chision, Randy Moeller, Darren Pang. A couple cool ones. Gary Monahan, Mike Liut, Huey Krupp, Derek King, Nelson Emerson, now with the Kings, Andrew Castles, Dennis Hextall, Steve DeShane, Pete Stemkowski, Jody Shelley, Terry Harper, Brad Maxwell, Luke Richardson, Paul Gardner, Don Ari, I don't know how to say the name, Ken Hodge, Jason Arnott, Chico Resch, let's go even signs it, Glenn and Chico Resch, Teppo Numanen, Frederick Modine, Brad May, Kent Nielsen, Rod Gilbert, Barry Gibbs, signed in gold ink, and Rick Smith. Yeah, these are awesome. I really like these old school autographs. They look really good, especially compared to 1819. I don't know what Upper Deck did with 1920. They dulled out the ice and it looks horrible. It looks so dull. Yeah, these are nice. I like these. They're like sign of time quality cards. And they cost like $1. I think the most expensive one was the Rod Gilbert. Like $5. That was cool. I'm always a fan of chronology. And continuing on. Only one timeless memory this time. Dave Taylor with a... Actually, no, there's more timeless memory. What am I saying? There's a few more. One base timeless memory. Dave Taylor was an unfortunately not so good autograph. It's kind of faded. Doesn't have that shine that the gold ink usually has. 3 Lettermans. Yeah, I'm buying Lettermans from 1920 chronology. PER. And I have the other R and the Y somewhere else. So, completed the Corey Perry nameplate. Cost probably like $30, which is probably too much. Couple timeless memories, Reds. Scotty Gomez. Patch auto. Andy Cool, Reggie Leach with the Stanley Cup. Just an auto. This popped up for $5. That was a pretty good price. Riverton Rifle. Yeah, that was good. $5 all day long. Couple 1-in-100s, and one of them's pretty nice. Not saying anything bad about this Getzlaf, which is cool. Just a patch out of 100. Probably one of my favorite subsets Upper Deck has done, probably ever. These are awesome. The 1-in-100s. Very nice, super thick stock. Good design. Always, always good pieces. And this one was, I think, way too cheap. Keith Kachuk. Patch auto out of 50. Popped up for $35 or $30. I can't remember. And it sat there for a while at that price. I'm surprised no one picked it up. That is an awesome card. Nice piece. Great colors on it. Best jersey in NHL history and sports history, in my opinion, is the... not this one. It's the green cactus one. I think that one's better, but this is number 2 for sure. Super nice card. Very happy with that. And finish off the ePack stuff with a couple more timeless memories. Actually, I did get some chronology time capsules. 3 base and 2 golds. Opened those on camera, and I actually pulled some autographs out of them finally. So keep an eye out for those if that video is not already up. Pulled a decent auto. So ended off with the Timeless Memories masterpieces. So these use the paintings versus the regular Timeless Memories that use just normal pictures. Jonathan Quick patch auto, making it's cool. I know the exact moment this is. This is the save on Peter Sikora in either game 4, I think game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals in 2012. So yeah, you can see search up Quick save on Peter Sikora, and you'll see this exact moment, but in real life. This is the painting, of course, not actually painted on there, but yeah, very nice card. This is out of 25. 17 to 25, one of the most, if not the most dominant goalie performance in Stanley Cup playoff history. 1.41 goals against, 9.46 in the playoffs. Not bad. Super nice card. Very happy with that. And the last card in this video is pretty much the same thing, but it is a green frame. Look at how good that looks. Looks better in person. The green pops a little more. Jonathan Quick. Super nice. That is 3 of 10. So those two cost me about 45, 47. It was just under 50 each, which I think is fine. Look at that. That's super nice. I'm a big Chronology fan. Not to open. I think it's one of the worst value products Upper Deck's ever put out. But the singles are a different story. They are super nice. And yeah, as you can see, I've picked up a ton of them. Not just this time, but other times as well. So yeah, that is all for this video. I have the rest of the COMC stuff. I've either uploaded that already or is coming soon. The random stuff, which is just basically non-ePack stuff. But yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.